Hello everyone, TeamerGamer here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you another one of my Dota 2 hero guides. Now today's guide is going to be focusing on Phantom Assassin. Now Phantom Assassin is a agility carry. She has one of the highest single target damage outputs in the game. I mean, you can see PA absolutely decimate single targets, critting for well over 1,000 late game. And she's quite a fun carry to play because she has a lot of low cooldown ability. She's very active around the map. She can get into fights very early, so she's not a typical hard carry, because the typical hard carry, they've got to have a lot of safe farm, they've got to sit around and accrue a lot of items before they can really be effective, and PA is certainly not like that. She can be very active from an early stage in the game, but also she does scale well late. I mean, the crit damage that will get onto in a little bit is pretty absurd with PA, but as always, the good place to start is with the starting item build. So let's just get it onto free camera a little bit so I can just focus on PA while I'm flying around the map there. Now, I managed to random this game. I actually randomed PA, so you get a little bit of extra gold, which has enabled me to be super greedy and get a stout shield and a quelling blade. Now, normally you wouldn't like to do this. You either pick up one or the other. If you think you're going to have a bit of a, a dangerous lane, a lane where you're going to face a lot of harass, the good one to get is the stout shield, because the damage block is nice. A chance to block 20 melee block, 60% of the time isn't bad at all. I actually get a reasonable block here. I messed it up slightly, but at least the range creep's gone first, so he's going to die first, and that'll bring the lane a little bit closer to my tower, which is nice. But the good thing is, what we're planning to do is actually to run a tri-lane top with a Venomancer and an Omni Knight. So in this situation, if I hadn't randomed, I would have just gone for the quelling blade. But in the end, we're up against a bristleback, so as someone who will try and get a little bit of harass on me, and obviously, the quill spray is very dangerous with the stacking. So, any opportunity I have to trade hits with him, the stout shield will come in a little bit useful, and the fact it can block creep damage as well. So that'll be quite nice. But we're in a trialing situation. For some reason, the Omni Knight manages to aggro all the creeps there and make it a little bit more difficult, end up pausing that last sit up, which is nice. But let's just stick to the player perspective now. The first skill you want to be getting on PA is, let's click on me, where am I? There we go. Stifling Dagger. Stifling Dagger is a very useful ability. It only costs 30 mana, which is really nice. It's on an 8-second cooldown, and the scaling, when you scale, basically the duration of the slow goes up, and I'll talk about that in a second, and the mana goes down. So it starts off at a 30 mana cost and scales all the way down to only 15 mana at max level. And this is a really useful ability early on, because it actually gives PA a nice amount of range to harass. It does a decent amount of damage, 60 damage. It's not astronomical, but it's certainly nice. But the great thing about it as well is it enables you to get creep last hits. And I actually balls up that last hit there. Overestimated how much damage the tower and the creeps are going to do there by a large way. But you actually see me successfully use Stifling Dagger to last hit on a number of occasions. And we have our Omni Knight DC here, and he does reconnect. I'll just put the speed up a little bit while he is trying to reconnect. So you can see there, he does have internet problems. This is a guy I play with a decent amount. Unfortunately, his internet's a little dodgy, so he has problems there. But yeah, talking about Stifling Dagger, it is very useful, because you can harass people, you can use it to last it, you can use it to just slow people down, and it has great synergy with the rest of PA's abilities. So if I just click back on PA here again, I'm looking at Venomancer for some reason, so let's go to the free camera so I can just talk about PA a little bit here. Stifling Dagger, you use it. It's only a 1-second duration at level 1, scaling up to 4 seconds, and it does 60 to 180 scale damage, as you can see there. But the great thing about Stifling Dagger is it has a huge range. 1,200 range is a big range. So you can go and slow someone from a long way away, and then you use your second ability, Phantom Strike, to close the gap. And Slark is taking, not Slark, Omni Knight is taking longer than expected. Here we go, he's finally back in the game. So let's whack it down to 1 speed and hide that. The next skill, obviously, Phantom Strike. Phantom Strike is basically a blink ability. There's the range, you can see, very big range, 1,000, so it's slightly smaller range than your Stifling Dagger. So the combo is always you dagger first, you slow the enemy down, and then you use a Phantom Strike. And the Phantom Strike is a unit target blink, which is slightly unusual. A lot of blinks are just, for example, like the Queen of Plane blink or the Anti-Mage blink. They are just ground target ability, so you can blink to anywhere on the map. This is somewhat, sorry, a little different to that, because you can only blink to individual heroes. You can blink to friendly heroes, though, which is very, very useful. You have friendly units, not just heroes. So that is something to bear in mind. You know, it is an escape, and it is also an attack mechanism. And again, I balls up elastic there because I am bad at Dota, but you know, the main benefit of this is it gives you bonus attack speed. Now, when you level this up, the only thing that goes down is the cooldown. So you don't want to be maxing this first, you know. You want to be maxing Stifling Dagger first, definitely, because when you max that, the mana goes down, and the damage goes up, and the duration goes up. So you are getting serious scaling from this ability, and this is something you want to be doing. You definitely max Stifling Dagger first. An early point in Phantom Strike is very, very useful, though, because you know, it gives you an escape in lane. If you see me use it in a couple of times, and I'll talk about, you know, the situational uses for it in a little bit, but the main bonus is, you know, that attack speed. You know, when I come on to coup de grace in a little bit, the attack speed bonus is very, very useful because it gives you 100 bonus attack speed for 4 attacks. So that's very, very nice. You know, that's a nice bonus. 100 attack speed is nothing to be sniffed at. And the good thing with Phantom Assassin as well, she has a 3.15 agility gain per level, which is very, very high. So your attack speed in late game with the Phantom Strike ability, with just a couple of items, you know, you don't need any serious attack speed items. But it's very, very nice. You see, I dagger to put the slow on there, and we're just harassing you. We don't really want to dive too much. We would have been going into tower. There was a full creep wave there. But you see, you know, just harassed him. I slowed him. It enabled Venomancer to get a few of extra right clicks on him to keep the Poison Sting ticking down. And we are already chewing through Bristleback's mana and regen, which is very, very nice, because we want to get him into a position where we can get a kill on him. And you know, Bristleback is a very, very tanky hero, and that's a problem. And you know, Quill Spray for a melee hero is very, very dangerous, because if I get into melee range and I start punching him in the back, you know, his passive Bristleback will reduce the damage, and it will, you know, cause Quill Spray to activate and do a lot of damage to me. But this is good harassment from the Venomancer here. We're ticking him down using the Poison Sting ability, which is very, very useful, and we're getting him into a stage where we will be able to go for a kill in a little bit. And this is the thing, and you see there, that's a great example of me using Stifling Dagger for a last hit. I didn't want to go in there because it would have been melee range. I would have been up against the Bristleback. There would have been a full enemy creep wave there. I would have taken a lot of harass, so we used the dagger for a nice, easy and safe last hit from range, which is very, very nice. You can see the range is long. Your 1200 is a very, very long range ability, so it is very, very nice just to safely get a CS if you need to. So that's very, very useful there. You know, the third ability, which is a passive, is Blur, and it's always useful to pick up a value point in Blur early on. And the reason why this is so useful is because it gives you evasion, and this is one of the core things with PA. You know, the ability to evade attacks is very, very useful, and at level 1 it gives you 20% evasion, so 1 out of every 5 attacks you will dodge. And from this point you want to probably go on to max Stifling Dagger from here. You know, the scaling of Blur, the only thing you gain is additional chance of evasion. So it's 5% at every level. So what would you rather do? Would you rather gain a 5% chance to evade, or would you rather gain 40 damage, an extra second of slow duration, and save 5 mana? You know, the answer is obvious here. And this is where we can kill Bristleback. You know, we've managed to work him down. We've worked him down to a point now where he's in a lot of trouble. You know, we're just getting down. I dagger him here, I think, just to bring him below, and then the poison kills him. So think how easy that kill was there. We managed to harass Bristleback down very, very nicely. We got him into a position where his health was low enough for us to be able to safely kill him. And, you know, he was running away there. If Bristleback was full health, there was no way we would have been able to kill him. You see, you know, Venomancer took a lot of damage doing that. A full health Bristleback would have possibly killed the Venomancer there. So that's why that harass was really nice. But you saw there, the dagger slowed him. You know, we put the Plague Ward in front of him as well to get the Poison Sting on him again, slow him again, keep him in range. I got a couple of extra hits off because I Phantom Striked and got the bonus attack speed. I daggered again just to bring him low enough to guarantee that Venomancer would get the kill. And we back up a little bit here, you know, just to be a little safe. What I should have done is I should have stayed in about this region here and used the dagger to get CS, because I've actually missed a couple of CS, and I did try to get that one there, but there was a chance for me to get a few more if I was paying a little bit more of attention there. But you know, this has been a solid start, and you can see I'm beginning to max Stifling Dagger now, and I've been able to get up my phase boots. And phase boots is very, very useful on a large number of carries and a large number of heroes in general, but it's especially useful for Phantom Assassin because It enables you to close the gap, and gap closing abilities are always key on melee heroes. So it gives you bonus move speed with the active, which is very, very nice. It does enable you to move through units as well. So if I'm closing on a hero through a creep wave, I can very, very easily, and we do get the Gale here. Oh no, we did miss the Gale. That Gale looked like it hit. I'm surprised that Gale didn't hit the bristleback there. That did look quite close. But if we did Gale, we could possibly have got the kill again there, because we do have a lot of damage. We've got Omni Knight's heal purification does pure damage. There's a lot of damage there. We've got the poison damage from Venomancer. We've got level 1 Gale does no damage in itself, but the slow is the main thing. If you can slow bristleback, and let me get several attacks off here, it's very, very useful. And again, just keep knocking the poison sting on him. We keep ticking him down, keep ticking him down. He actually bought a healing salve at base when he came back, which is nice. See, again, I used the dagger to last hit. I was unsure whether I was going to get that last hit, so I just daggered for safety. And again, I should have daggered that creep there. If Bristle's smart, he denies this, but he's not paying attention. Again, what am I doing? I need to be paying a little bit more attention there. There, he finally denies. See, that was a CS. That was an ideal opportunity for me to stifling dagger there. A good opportunity, and that's why it's really, really useful. And I'm trying to tell Venomancers to stop tanking these creeps. I'm trying to get me to tank them, because I have evasion chance. I've got much more health than he does, and he ends up dropping a ward down in the end, which unfortunately makes it a lot harder to last it, because the poison damage makes it inconsistent, which is unfortunate there. It cost me a couple of CS, and that was a little bit frustrating, but the lane's going pretty well. And if I have a look at me here, I've got 45 CS at 9 minutes, which it's alright. It's not bad. It's not, fantastic. It's not pro level, Havos level of farming, or black on an anti-mage level of farming, but this is solid. And again, we're going to be able to kill the bristleback here. This is really, really useful. I actually get the kill this time. So if we have a look at the current net worth, I clicked on the wrong thing there. I'm top. I'm top by nearly 1,000 gold, 9 minutes in, which is really, really nice. If you have a look at the gold graph again, nice lead in the XP, and gold, the Dire's actually in a slight advantage here, which is nice. So see, saw the little spike in the graph there. I'm pulling away. We're a little bit of an XP disadvantage because we're running a tri lane, and if you have a look here, we've got, I think, a Nakes who's gone into the jungle. Yeah, we have a jungle lifestealer, so they are going to have a little bit of a bonus in terms of the GPM, in terms of the XP at this stage, sorry. But it's definitely worth it. We've picked up a couple of kills. We've kept the Bristleback down, and we'll have a look at Bristleback here. 10 minutes into the game, he's died twice. He only has a stout shield and treads, and that is it. And if you have a look at me, I've got my phase boots, and I've already completed my drums, which is really, really nice. And drum of endurance, again, I've talked about drum of endurance a lot. It is a really, really useful item, because when you look at PA's main advantage is to be able to get kills early. She's a carry, and you saw there. If I, for example, was an anti-mage, I wouldn't have been able to contribute too much to that fight. PA has a slow, and again, I'm asking Omni Knight to not right-click the creeps down quite as much so I can get the CS here. See, Venomancer took that one, to be fair, because I wasn't going to get both of them. That's fair enough. But, drums is really, really useful, and they're flying out on the curry here for me. It gives you everything you need. It gives you a little bit of mana, so it enables you to spam your abilities a little bit more to keep the harass up with the stifling dagger. And we're pushing this lane a bit here, so I tank the creeps. Just the evasion's nice as well. I've still got a bit of regen left. It's not the end of the world, and we can push this lane a little bit now. And Bristle needs to be very, very careful. We do gale him, but I say, don't go for the kill here. He is on full HP. Bristleback is still incredibly tanky, and we start to just chip this tower down a little bit more again. Which is nice. And Omni Knight's keeping me at full health here. What is often a build you see with PA is Helm of the Dominator. Lifesteal is very, very useful on PA because the main reason is the crit damage you get from coup de grace. And you can see at level 6 you do 250% crit damage at a 15% chance, and that's not a huge chance, but it is a massive amount of damage. And we actually get a gank from Phoenix coming from mid here. Didn't really communicate that super well, but we still managed to cause a lot of pain here. We actually get a TP in, and Bristle is going to die. Yeah, he's definitely going to die. Unfortunately, we lost the Venomancer to the TPing Nakes, and I just get the hell out of dodge there because I'm not really at the stage where I can convincingly 1v1 Lifestealer. So just get away. We did pick up a kill. It was a core for a support at the end of the day. That is definitely worth it. We're keeping this Bristleback down because Bristleback, if he gets a good start and he begins to tank up, he can be a serious threat because he's a very, very solid semi-carry. You know, he's a massive tank, and it's nice just to shut him down. And again, Omni Knight here, not sure what's going on. He ults. I get the slow off on Lifestealer just to slow him down. The Infest comes out, and I blink on him. You know, we're just trying to keep him alive, and actually managed to scare Lifestealer off there. He probably could have dived for that kill, but you know, it was quite useful. Like, I see here the TP's come in, and this is a good opportunity for me to blink away. You see, I blink uphill, blink to the target, and I run away. And I'm not sure what Omni Knight's doing. He should have just run away. If he'd have run away, he would have definitely lived there. But alas, he didn't. So that's a death for him. If Venomancer comes in, he does miss the Gale, but at least he scares him off. And Bristle, again, just keep ticking the poison on him. Keep ticking the poison on him. I'm debating going on this. We do actually have scribbles on the Phoenix arriving again. You know, look at this again. You know, all of my cooldowns are off. You know, I can still consider rejoining the fight here. I end up not going for it. You know, we end up going for this Lifestealer, and this Lifestealer is very, very dead there. But you see the benefit of PA. You know, PA has a good slow. She has a blink ability, so she can get on top of a target. She has crit damage, and you can see I'm already critting for 400 damage. And when you have a look at the enemy heroes here, we've got, you know, an anti-mage on about 800 HP. We've got a Windrunner on about 700 HP. We've got, you know, a Lifestealer who's dead. We've got a Storm Spirit on about 900 HP. So I'm already critting for over a third of their HP with drums. That's all I have. That is my only item. It's a Drum of Endurance. You know, the 3 damage, the extra agility, the stats, you know, all of this is very, very useful for PA. You know, what you want to do on this hero is pick up early game items. And you see a lot of people buy Battle Fury on PA, and personally, I don't like it. I don't like a Battle Fury on PA. I did try it a couple of times, you know, and it is a nice item. It gives you 35% cleave damage, which is very, very useful if you want to farm, but, you know, that was unfortunate. We actually got denied there. You know, we probably should have committed to that tower. You know, I could have just stood there and punched it and then blinked away to safety on one of the heroes. Weren't really, you know, expecting Bristle to get that denier, expecting the catapult to man mode it up, but unfortunately he did. So that was a good play from him. But we've still won this lane very, very hard, and I'm still very comfortably top of the net worth. You know, we've got a jungle Lifestealer and the free farm anti-mage bottom, and they are a long way behind. So I'm sitting there, 2 kills and 2 assists inside 14 minutes with 67 CS. You know, solid. You know, this is the good thing with PA. And again, using the Stifling Dagger to get a CS I wouldn't get. And this is the unfortunate thing with crits. You know, crits are unpredictable. You know, I accidentally crit the creep at the wrong time there, and I didn't get the CS because of it. And we can't really go too deep. You know, we've got Nakes missing, we've got Windrunner missing, we've got Bristleback that we know are there. You know, if Windrunner gets a good shackle shot on us, we could conceivably die there. And I decided to TP in. Actually, where have I gone? Where have I gone? Click on me. There we go. A TP bot to just push the lane out and get a bit of farm. Now, this is a good thing. You always want to get to a free lane if possible. And now I can look for a fight. You know, I haven't had to go back to base. I've only got drums again, and I'm looking around the jungle here trying to find the Lifestealer. And this is where I think this team fight goes a little bit awry. You know, I run into the Lifestealer here, and I'm like, oh, teammates aren't with me. Oh, I need to back up. I need to back up. And then, you know, here comes the Slardar. You know, he sprints in, and here comes the Storm Spirit, and then all of a sudden everybody's there, and I blink away. You know, this is the good thing, and unfortunately, sort of abandoned Slardar there, and Slardar gets. Does he get killed? Yeah, he does get killed, which is unfortunate. You know, that was my bad there. I went into the jungle. I wasn't really clear on what I was going to do. I thought, oh, I'll just get a pick off. Unfortunately, basically, the rest of their team showed up. You know, the Storm Spirit turned up. We locked us down. That was unfortunate. The Slardar came and saved my bacon, which is nice. I appreciate that, Colin. Thank you for that. You saved my ass there. But you know, we can still go in again. You can see the usefulness of PA here. You know, I can get back into the fight really, really nicely. You know, I just had one guy earn me, and I can get back into the fight. And that was possibly not worth the ultimate there. But I suppose it's better to be safe than sorry, and Lifestealer does well. He actually gets the Infest, and this is a lot of dead heroes. And just see, look how active I am in the fight. You know, Phoenix has gone Dagon, which is nice. You know, I'm tanking, and that guy's dead, so I just back up. Don't want to take the tower damage, and I'm away again. And you can really see the benefit of PA here. You can really see a benefit. I'm just going to go back onto player perspective while I just talk, so I can see us follow around without me having to focus on the mouse. Again, Stifling Dagger to last hit. Very, very useful. But, you know, the coup de grace is really, really nice. You know, the crit chance, 450 crit. 450% crit at max level is huge. So you see later on in the game, I absolutely destroy people with the crit. And, you know, I'm still looking to be active. You know, I have basically no items here. I have, you know, a drum of endurance, and that's it. And I can just repeatedly fight. You know, I can repeatedly fight. And this, yeah, Phoenix is dead there, unfortunately. But, you know, Lifestealer, I can still go in. You know, I've only got the mana for, you know, just a Stifling Dagger, but I put the slow on, and then we can get out of there. Now, this is why I like going jumps on PA, because it gives me a little bit of extra mana to keep my mana pool, because you can see, you know, I've burnt through a lot of mana here, and this is where we really need the Venomancer to pick up some mana boots, and I think he actually skipped mana boots to go for, yeah, oh no, we got them in the end. It was a different game. Yeah, there was one game I was playing a PA, and the Venomancer support actually skipped mana boots, which was a little bit unfortunate, because PA, the problem with her, the main problem is mana. If she has a relatively short mana pool, she has a lot of spammable abilities, and if you're not careful with the mana, or if you're very, very active, which is nice, which is what you really want to do, you're going to run out of mana quickly. So picking up jumps is very, very useful, because it gives you that a little bit of extra int, which can keep you on the map longer. And I still haven't gone back to base at this point. I have been out on the map the entire time, and I've got 2 kills and 6 assists, and you know, I'm very, very, you know, far in front of their anti-mage. Their anti-mage, oh, again, Stifling Dagger, blink in. That's nice. Get the kill again. Omni Knight ults. And I man up against the Lifestealer again. Here we go. Just waiting for the Stifling Dagger. Hit him with the Stifling Dagger for the slow. Nice crush from Slardar. I use the Phantom Strike to blink on top. And I pick up a nice easy triple kill. And I have no items. This is fantastic. And this is what makes PA a really interesting carry to play. Similar to Sven. You know, I was talking about Sven in my last video. You know, one of the things that makes him so good as a carry is that you can join fights quite early, and it's definitely the case with PA here. You can do that. And we're going to get a tower out of this. You know, I picked up a triple kill. You know, I'm now on, you know, nearly 8k net worth after, you know, 20 minutes. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Then we take another tower, and we are putting a huge amount of pressure on this team. And this is exactly what you have to do, because late game versus a Bristleback, a Lifestealer, and an Anti-Mage, I am not going to be able to carry this. You know, Slardar and PA, they lack the late game capability, so we have to pressure early. And the good thing is we shut down Bristleback really hard top lane, and now we've come bottom, we've put pressure on the Anti-Mage, and now I'm 3,000 ahead of him. You know, 3,000, and that's my BKB. You know, Black King Bar, you know, again, like I mentioned earlier, if I wanted to be a little bit more greedy, I could have gone for the Helm of the Dominator. You know, Lifesteal is very, very nice in PA because she has a relatively low mana pool and a relatively low HP pool as well. She does have a low mana pool, but HP pool especially quite low. So Lifesteal's nice, especially when you crit for such a high amount. You know, Lifesteal, percentage-based Lifesteal is very, very useful because you do Lifesteal off the crit. And again, use the dagger to CS. Unfortunately, a little bit useless there because it was a little bit late. But the good thing about coup de grace, and now that I'm beginning to level up, you saw it there. You can actually get the crit on Stifling Dagger as well, which is very, very useful. So this has become a major damage dealer in itself. So you can be critting for, you know, 400 damage with just a 15 mana ability, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. And again, you see, I do the Phantom Strike to get the bonus attack speed, just to help me clear this jungle camp faster. You know, and you know, jungling is something you can do with PA. You know, it's more useful when you have Lifesteal on, certainly. But again, the main thing you want to be doing in PA is fighting. And that's why I'm always a little bit careful about getting Battle Fury, because Battle Fury is an item which really does encourage you to AFK farm. Because it's like, yeah, I've got my Battle Fury, now I'm going to go to the jungle, I'm going to farm up jungle camps for a bit. That's not the right way to play PA, and especially in this game, we're up against, you know, a team that will definitely outcarry us late game, so we need to put the pressure on. And again, back to the tower. I still haven't gone back to the base, still pushing now. And the Black King Bar is absolutely vital for this, because, you know, the last thing I want is to be slowed by a Lifesteal, is to be held in place by the Electric Vortex of Storm Spirit and killed. I still have very, very low HP. I'm still not incredibly tanky. You know, I have a decent amount of armor. You know, 12 armor now is nice, but they have a lot of potential damage here. And what I should have done there is probably TP to the tower, but in the end I decided to play it a little safer, TP in, and hopefully they'd back up and we could get the deny. But in the end it didn't work out like that. So That's possibly one thing I could have done better there, but that's not the end of the world. But, you know, getting a Black King bar early this game is very, very useful because, oh, again, Storm Spirit can lock me down. You know, the sticky nasal goo from Bristleback can slow me. The viscous nasal goo. Again, open wounds from Lifestealer can slow me. Those are not good. And I can Phantom Strike away, but I'm wanting to be aggressive. I want to Phantom Strike into a fight. And that means it's going to be on cooldown. It's only a 5-second cooldown now at max level, but those 5 seconds could be the difference between me living and dying. If I use it aggressively and they just focus me down, that's a huge potential problem for me. So, you know, getting a Black King bar enables me to get very, very aggressive in fights, you know, super aggressive. And after that, I'm going for a Skull Basher. You know, Skull Basher, again, the thing that PA struggles with is a bit of lockdown. And we actually see the Lifestealer here and just waiting for the rage to go down. I'm staying out of sight here. Managed to get him, and we see the Bristle go up. I can't remember if we go on him. We do go on him, and he infests in the Bristle back here. He gets away. To be fair, the Lifestealer had some pretty good escapes there, and we managed to fly Kupu the Courier in all the way there, and we actually don't see Storm. Storm with the Invis rune there floats his way past. If only we'd known he was there, then he would have died, but Skull Basher again, very, very useful. It gives you extra damage, so it makes your crit more dangerous. It gives you a bit of extra strength, the HP, and it gives you chance to bash. 25% chance. So bear in mind, when you Phantom Strike in on the target, you gain the bonus attack speed for 4 attacks. So if the RNG gods are neutral, you should bash once in that period. So you should lock them in place. You know, 1.4 second bash, that's enough to get all of your attacks off, and hopefully in that time, if you're critting, you know, see, only level 2 ultimate, what damage items have I got? I've got no damage items at all. I'm critting for 600 damage, so if I can get a basher on top of that, lock a hero in place, attack, get 1 crit, they're dead. You know, they're in a lot of trouble. Again, use the dagger to CS, get the CS, and I can quite happily tank creeps here because I've got now level 3 blur, so that's 30% evasion. And we can be aggressive again. I'm going to push lanes out. You know, look at the enemy here. They are pretty scared. They're all floating around their, you know, tier 2 tower bottom. They've only got 1 guy poking out mid, and we have got the rest of the map free to farm. You know, we've got a guy right on their ancients. We've got me free farming top, pushing the lane out. And I've managed to complete the basher. And the basher is really, really nice because, you know, the lockdown. I see the fight here, and I was saying, probably shouldn't have fought that. They probably shouldn't have fought that. You know, we throw away a little bit of our advantage there. Yeah, we were, you know, 13 for 6 at that stage, and you know, I try and jump in to save them. Here I come. I pop my BKB a little bit early, but it's not the end of the world. Jump in, and I obliterate the Storm, and there he goes. And you know, this is the time to run away now. Definitely run away. I'm not sure why Venomancer didn't run away. You know, get the old slow off and bristle. I'm still able to come in and try and help out here. That was an opportunity for Omni-Knight to heal and keep them both alive and do a lot of pure damage to everyone around there, but unfortunately he didn't. And that's a team fight defeat. And that team fight started because, you know, at this point of the map, we had you know, Phoenix and we had Slardar being a little bit too aggressive, and you know, we shouldn't have had that fight there. And I tried to dive in, I tried to save a few guys. I did end up killing the Storm Spirit, and I didn't die personally. So again, you know, I'm 6-0-6 at this stage. I would give up a decent amount of gold if I died, and the worst thing I could do is die to the Lifestealer now and, you know, help him catch up, because that would be a big problem. And he hasn't gone Midas, he's going the Mjolnir build, which is, you know, standard, pretty straightforward. I don't want to feed him any gold at all. He's got 3.6k saved up, and you can see there, you know, he's nearly completed his Mjolnir now. He's going to start hitting hard, and I don't want to feed him any gold. So, got to play a little bit more secure. But again, good thing with Pierre, I've gone back to base to heal up. I can go back out and fight again. I'm ready to fight. My BKB is off cooldown, and we're actually, you know, we're setting up, thinking about Roshan here, because again, you know, the enemy team have won a team fight. They've still got 2 heroes who are waddling back to base. So, you know, this is a good opportunity to go on them. And actually, we do see Lifestealer there. You know, the Slardar blinks away, and we decide. I think this is the time where we decide just to go into Roshan. Yeah, here we go. And the good thing is, you know, I can actually pop Roshan's Lincoln Sphere using the Stifling Dagger. So if anyone else wants to come in and stun him or whatever, I have a very, very cheap way to pop Lincolns in general, or to pop, you know, Roshan's shield. You know, it's called the Spell Block. It's not actually called Lincoln's, but it's basically a Lincoln's effect. And here we go. Sell my Quelling Blade, pick up the Aegis of the Immortal, and now we push us 5. We have all of our ultimates up. Slardar's ultimate, it's on a very low cooldown. It's not, the end of the world to have, but it's still nice. But the Venomancer ultimate, Omni Knight, the Phoenix ultimate, all good things. And we just gather as a 5 now, and we can begin to push. And at this point, item build, I'm going for an Abyssal Blade next. It's a natural progression from the Skull Basher. It gives you a benefit against magic resistance as well. You can, bash people with the Abyssal Blade active through magic immunity and kill them. And we were just waiting for this Bristleback here. He got far too aggressive. And this is, look how tanky he is now. He is super tanky, but we managed to isolate him and kill him before the team fight starts. And here we go. We can see Phoenix just gets his ultimate off. It was really, really nice. Here we go. I'm fighting. There goes the anti-mage. He's dead. And there we go. There's a dead Windrunner. Again, a nice triple kill. Kept everyone alive. And the key of that fight was picking Bristleback off early. We isolated him, we managed to kill him off, and then we killed off the rest of the enemy heroes piecemeal. Super, super useful. And now we can take this tower for free. They cannot defend this tower, and we can begin to threaten high ground. We really can begin to threaten high ground, and we just chip it down, get the tower, and we can push again. In that fight, we didn't use any ultimate apart from Phoenix's. So we've still got Venomancer's ultimate. We've still got Omni Knight's ultimate. I've still got the Aegis, and I can just stand and wail on this tower now. And possibly could have gone on that Nake's there. Possibly could have gone on him. They still had people down. And we chip at the tower, and we back up. We've still got outer towers to take. And I think we just immediately transition bottom here, if I remember correctly. The creep wave, we should do anyway, because, look at the creep wave here. Creep wave's in a really nice position. Yeah, doesn't let you ping on the minimap when you're in spectator mode watching a replay, which is unfortunate. And that Slardar looks dead. He just got off a clutch crush there. And I jump on the Storm again. That's a dead Storm. This is what you're looking to do with PA. You can afford to stand a little bit further back in the team fight. And I just blink away to safety. Just wait for an opportune moment, because the range of these abilities is huge. 1,200 range on the dagger, 1,000 range on your Phantom Strike. So you just saw me there. I waited. I was debating whether to go in. I saw the Storm Spirit blow a lot of mana, blow his abilities, and thought, I can kill that guy. Jumped in, boom, killed him. And because Phantom Strike was on such a low cooldown, I could blink away to safety. And this is the good thing. Jump in and out of the team fights, get pickoffs, get solo kills, and then all of a sudden everything's off cooldown again, and you're ready to go. You can be very, very active with PA. And I think now finally is the time we transition bottom. And this is actually quite a good observer ward there from the Dire team. It's pretty useful, that ward. It was a situational ward. Normally you put it on the high ground there, or you put it on the rune spot. Actually, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to free camera just so I can quickly show you. A more common ward spot would be like here, or here. Like we have a ward there, for example. Oh, this is our ward, but that's not a bad ward. We were fighting a lot of the time around here. We already have a ward up there, so that basically gives us complete vision of the bottom half of the map. So it's not the worst ward in the world, and we're trying to bait out a fight here because we're still strong. I still have the Aegis, still have Phoenix's ult back up now. We've managed to burn the Infest as well, so if he wants to run away, again, just use a little bit of the Harass with a Stifling Dagger. Storm Spirit actually split pushes quite well there, but TP's in. Bear in mind, look how low his mana is. He still doesn't have, he went the Bloodstone build and then decided against it, which is unfortunate for him. So, he's not got any item. He is going Orchid now, but that's a long, long way away. We're still very far ahead. And again, great crush on the Slardar. We burn the Lifestealer down. They can go on me as much as they like. I have Aegis. I can still fight this. I blink in. That Storm's going to die to the beam. Yes, there we go. Pop the Aegis, and I'm back up on the fight, ready to go again. Dagger the Bristle so we can't get away. He's dead. And there we go. Just a YOLO ult from Scribbles there. And now we can go high ground. You begin to see the benefit of PA. I still don't have many items, really. I've only got drums, BKB, and a Basher. That's not a lot of gold, really. I've got a lot of gold sitting. I'm very... Well, I've got my relic now. I think I'm actually flying the courier out to the secret shop as we speak. There he goes. Kupu, the courier. And we can take high ground. We can take high ground very, very easily now. And we didn't lose anyone in that fight. We didn't lose anyone. And this is a really good early game pressure lineup. We've got people who do a lot of magic damage. We've got people who do a lot of early game, physical damage, PA. And we can push. And this is what we had to do. Because the later this game goes, the more the enemy team are going to come into it. So we take a lane of Rax here. we could consider fighting this. I can't remember if we actually do fight it or not. Here comes the Storm, and as soon as the Storm, you know, uses his lockdown, I can safely go in on him. He's burnt most of his mana, and I think, did he actually dodge the Dagon there with that? I'm not sure if he did. It looked... Well, he did lose a lot of health there. Phoenix gets a little bit isolated, unfortunately. I blinked to the high ground. That was a bad fight. You know, the fight got separated a bit there. I ran up here with Omni Knight trying to chase Storm, who then zipped down this way, and then the rest of the fight was happening there. But we took the racks at the end of the day. You know, the range racks are nearly gone. We took the melee racks down, and they're beginning to chase here. And you know, this thing, I'm beginning to just sit around. If they keep chasing, I will go in again. You know, this is the good thing with PA. You know, you can continually go in and go in and go in and go in. And we do spot out the regen rune there, I think. Yeah, it is daytime. We should know it's there, but no one picks it up for some reason. It's too busy going to lane to farm. Again, dagger to last hit. Very, very useful. 15 mana. Not a problem. Mana pool isn't really a problem anymore. I can use that whenever I fancy to last hit. But if we just have a look at the gold graph. You know, gold earned is now over 7,500. Have a look at the experience graph. It's approaching 7,500 as well. You know, we have a comfortable advantage in this game. But this was the thing. We were approaching the window of us being unable to just win team fights at will. Because, you know, we absolutely crushed the team fight mid. You know, around the tier 2, took that. And then we had like an average team fight bottom. It was an average team fight, but we still took a lane of racks out of it. And for some reason, Dota is lagging pretty hardcore at the moment. Let's go back to player perspective. Hopefully that'll sort it out a little. Not sure why this is doing this. Hopefully it's not too obvious, but finally picked up my Abyssal Blade, and we get a BKB on the Slardar again. You know, we have to try and go for the kill soon, because look at the farm we have here. We've got Lifestealer. He's on 12,000 gold already. We've got the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is beginning to catch up. You know, he's got a Battle Fury, he doesn't really have much else. He's going BKB, which I personally wouldn't have gone. We don't really have too many stuns. You know, we have a lot of magic damage from the Venomancer, but that's a bad choice in my opinion. You know, he needed to go Manta style. He needed to go, you know, a standard anti-mage build, because he's their DPS. You know, him and Lifestealer are their real DPS. You got Bristleback to absorb a lot of damage, but you know, he's gone Vanguard Heaven's Halberd. He's just a tank. He's not going to do any damage himself, really. So we definitely needed, you know, something else on the AM there. But you know, basically what we need to do at this stage is probably push top. Got the last outer tower on the map is right there. And finally the frame rate's improved again. I'm not sure what caused that. I've got nothing else open in the background. I've done hundreds of, you know, Dota games with no real problem. So not sure what's gone on there, but it's finally managed to sort itself out. But again, now's the time to push. And I'm actually building an MKB here. And you know, an MKB is a good choice on PA. I could go a Desolator at this point. I could go a Butterfly. You know, any of those would be a decent choice. You see, I'm already critting for 1,200, which is a huge amount of damage. You know, I'm one-shotting Anti-Mage. I'm one-shotting Storm Spirit. I'm one-shotting Windrunner. And I'm taking 80% of the HP off Lifestealer, who's a very tanky carry. So I'm doing a huge amount of single-target DPS. And again, it's a bit of a YOLO mode from Phoenix there. And it's the BKB. He needs to slither. Yeah, I'm making my way over to this fight. You know, they've gone on a little bit early. See, I'm looking at this. I see the Windrunner. I hit her with a crit. Boom. She's dead. You know, I crit on the dagger there for a lot of damage. And we actually managed to kill both of them in the end. Arrived just at the right time. It was a good ult from Phoenix. And Bristleback is just in the wrong part of town. You know, look at all the damage I'm doing. That's actually quite a good Venom. We did actually catch the Anti-Mage there. That forces him back to base. And now we mech up and we go again. Take this tower, push the racks. And you know, talk a little about the MKB. The MKB gives you 100 damage. Again, really, really nice because it stacks with your crit. So you're critting for even more. You do a huge amount of damage. You know, one-shotting heroes is something you see a lot with PA. You know, you throw the dagger, you Phantom Strike on and boom. They're gone. They're just there. A massive blood on the floor. You know, it's very, very powerful. The good thing as well, if people don't know this, but you know, Windrunner actually grants Windrunner evasion, or Windranger as she's called now. So this will actually give me True Strike against her. It's not super important, but it is useful, and you know, it's just a nice damage item. You know, I BKB here, go on the Storm Spirit. You know, that's the guy. He's so easy to kill. I want to kill the Storm Spirit. Get an RNG bash on the Anti-Mage there, and this is another lane of Rex very, very easily. You know, Storm Spirit is a huge part of their team fight. He is their lockdown, and you again, see, look at me just kill Windrunner there. Absolutely dead. And no hero can live with me at the moment, because I can just jump in and get a crit first hit and they're dead. And all of a sudden we've taken 2 lanes of Rax, bot lane's pushing in, mid lane's pushing in, and this is GG at this point. Because the Lifestealer was beginning to come back. He was only about 2,000-3,000 farm away from me at one point, but we really pressed our advantage at the right time, and this is the key thing with PA. The later the game goes, the more damage this Lifestealer and everyone is doing. Again, get the dagger, blink onto the bristle, crit him. Oh, he so nearly died. Great crush though. Excellent crush from the Slardar. Again, gets another kill. Bottom laner Rax is dead. And we could go for the throne at this stage, but why go for the throne when you can chip away at some fountains and some wells? That's the way to do it, isn't it? But again, and that's a BKB going off somewhere. See, the BKB anti-mage is doing nothing. He really is doing nothing. Yay, you're magic immune. Fantastic. All I do is I just kill you. I Abyssal Blade you and you die. And then I blink onto the Windrunner and, ooh, nearly kill her. Nearly. But this is the thing with PA. She's very, very strong, but for a very, very limited time. You cannot afford to take the game too late, especially not against this lineup. This was a really greedy lineup. This was a support Windrunner game, a support Windrunner. That is bad, really. If Windrunner is your 5th position hero, that is not a good team. It was super greedy, but if this game had gone 60 minutes, they would have won, because Lifestealer Anti-Mage Bristleback is a much more frightening carry than PA and Slardar are. So, and this is the thing, you've got to make sure you make the most. And I'm not sure what Phoenix is doing. Ah, that's sad. But again, here we go. Abyssal Blade just to hold him in place, and he's dead. And I BKB to stop the storm from pulling me in, and I one-shot him. This is what you can do with PA. You can one-shot heroes very, very easily, and she's just super fun to play. She is a fun carry to play, because you're always active around the map. You get involved in a lot of fights. You do a lot of damage. You're critting for 1,600 now. 1,600. That's a lot of damage. But I do need to run away here. I'm on 500 HP. If I get the moral victory there, killing the Venomancer and the Phoenix there. But if I get locked down, I might get a dodgy shackle against me. Lifestealer can very, very easily kill me at this stage. So it's time to back up. Time to get a bit of extra HP, and I've right-clicked the Helm of the Dominator, and I'm building up for my Satanic at this stage. Satanic again, lifesteal is very useful on PA, because I'm still not incredibly tanky. I'm still only at 1,800 HP. I'm not at like 3 or 4k HP, which is not unheard of, for strength carries. For example, look at the Lifestealer. Lifestealer, he doesn't have an armlet. An armlet would give him a lot more HP there, and he's gone AC. If you've gone Heart, for example, you could have a lot of extra HP at this stage, but pick up the Helm of the Dominator, just right click that, gives you a nice amount of lifesteal. 15% lifesteal, again a little bit more damage. Armor, so I'm up to a nice amount of armor now, 19 armor. They have a lot of physical DPS in their team. Bristleback, Lifestealer, Anti-Mage, a lot of physical DPS, so tanking up a little bit here is nice. That gives you that, and the Reaver as well gives you the strength, the extra HP, the Satanic lifesteal, pretty useful. And we've picked up a sheep on Venomancer, and that's when the game is going well, when you've got a hex on Venomancer. You probably should have gone Ags, to be honest. Ags slightly cheaper, good item as well. But this is a GG moment here. We've mega creeped them. There's no hope for them at this stage, and this is just push to win. Very, very useful, and I hope you've enjoyed this game, because I certainly enjoyed playing this game. And Bristleback, he sees me and runs away because he knows he can't live with me anymore. I could blink in, I could Abyssal Blade him. He's trying to be clever, and I hit him with a dagger, just waiting to get into range. Blink strike in, he's dead, and crit for 1,700 and just mow that Lifestealer down, and this is GG. So tips with PA. Early game, you want to get things like drums. You want to go for a BKB. The BKB is a core item on PA. Giving her magic damage, enabling her to get the DPS down range is very, very useful. Build into something like a Basher, Satanic, moving up to an Abyssal Blade, and then late game, if you want some damage, go MKB, go Desolator. You can go Butterfly as well if you want anything around there, and you can turn her into a very, very respectable single target nuker. And you can see there, I finished the game 20-13, was very, very aggressive, took part in a huge amount of team fights, and had a very, very successful day. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.